This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
I'm absolutely fantastic, Michael. I remembered to press my button. So this is show 303. Hi everyone, we're trying a new format. So far so good.
Or not so good because I forget to press the button at the intro. So don't forget, brought to you by BLB Creations of Forbes, New South Wales, and the Audio Roundtable podcast. Now our Aussie Apple ramblings this week include story one, which is the expression "lol." It's 30 years since it began on a bulletin board. So LOL is 30 years old.
Oh,
That's crazy.
that's crazy. 30 years old. This is going so well. Oh, this button pressing thing, I tell you what.
Now, today I noticed the choice of payment method on Apple Pay. I thought this came a few months ago, but had not seen it. When you double tap to choose Apple Pay, you, in my case, have a choice of credit or FPOS. Now, I hadn't seen it before. Now, also, still on Apple Pay, when I was walking with Woolworths today, it said Woolworths will automatically attach your card to your shopping if you agree. So now I'm supposed to be reading the Bluetooth ID or something as I'm walking through the store.
That's oh wow, that's odd. I don't know if I like that or not. It's going so well.
So we're using one keyboard and one mouse. We've got two screens, and the stuff's on different screens.
Most of the time we're holding hands.
So our new studio. So here we are in our new studio. Still need some finishing touches off camera. And we will go through the setup with you in a few weeks once it's been fine-tuned. And we've been fine-tuned as well.
Absolutely. I've got to remember to look up at the camera and press the button. I've got to remember to look up the camera and press the button, not at the screen.
So it's up to you, Zarn. Here's gaming story number one.
All right, so as we all know, Arcade came out on the 19th, and I've been trying to sort it out, but I've got an older iPhone, so I had to do a few stuff around, but worked it out. I worked it out today and finally got on there, thanks to Kellyanne. After a few, me having gamer boy tantrums, I got on and I played. What did I play? I played Hot Lava, which wasn't what I expected, by the way. It was so good. I expected just this to be a silly game. The intro was amazing. It was like a comic book / 80s cartoon intro, and it stopped for advertisement of game figurines and stuff like that, like He-Man or Mask or G.I. Joe did. It was so good. I played Frogger in Toyland. That was really good as well. I really liked that. Bit different to the old Frogger. Let me tell you, the graphics are very nice. Very fun to look at. It's a bit of, I would say it's a bit of a younger game, but still it was fun to play. What else did I play? I played Sayonara Wild Heart. Now, this was phenomenal. I love the graphics. They're very simple but very pretty. It's fast. It's fun. It's just a great game to play. It's a time waster. This will steal you away. So I really enjoyed that game. I played a little bit of the what was it called? Road Trip?
Yeah, I think there's one called Road Trip.
Road Trip, is that what it was? Where you evading monsters, seeing how far you can travel, that sort of stuff. It's a bit of a storyboard game where you got to work out what you're doing, check stuff from point to point. If you like, or that Final Fantasy sort of stuff, then this is right up your alley. It was quite fun. I enjoyed it. Not as much as I did Sayonara Wild Hunt. That was my favourite, I think. But yeah, as for the games I've played so far, that's it. I will get more games in now that I have. I've sorted out the account details and everything like that, and so yeah, we'll move on to the next story, I guess.
Yeah. Has it been fun?
Yes, very much so.
So here we go, switching left and right. You're next. Now, a reminder that we are brought to you by... I've got to find that again now. There. We are brought to you by BLB Creations of Forbes, New South Wales. So look them up on Facebook. Don't get confused with BLB Creations of America. Tell us more about it, Zarn.
They're a family-owned business. They can be shipped all over the country. They're great people to, just to deal with. Prompt service. So yeah, please go onto their Facebook and like their page. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. So yeah, go and check them out. See what they do. See what they make. Lee's amazing. She does a great job. She's so friendly and heartwarming. So if you're saying you're making something for your kids and everything like that, she really gets into that sort of stuff. So yeah.
And you've got to get in early for Christmas.
Oh, you really do. If you want stuff for Christmas, I'd get in now because she does get lots of orders, and it is a family-run business, so there's only a few hands.
And it's handcrafted stuff.
Yeah. So if you want it, you need to order.
You want a one-off, it's them.
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent. Here we go again. Apple Communities wants to hear from Apple Arcaders. So
Apple Arcaders?
Apple. Well, they're Apple Arcade. If you're playing games on Apple Arcade, isn't that mean you're an Apple Arcade?
Not to be mistaken for Arcaders.
So I noticed today on discussions.apple.com, which is a community bulletin board type thing, announcing the newest addition to Apple support communities, Apple Arcade. Press a button, read announcement, and then that takes you over and says that we want to hear from you. So yeah, you can go in there, log in, and there are actual people from Apple that are attached to that one as well. So yeah, if you want to stay on top of it.
This is it's a pretty good thing. So you can go on there, talk to other people, I guess, asking questions about the games, letting people know what you think of them. So we can get a good sort of read on what people are playing, what they want to play, what they want to see.
Any changes they might think
they might need. So this is a really good thing. I think Apple are quite on top of it. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, they put a lot into it, I think, and trying to make it absolutely sure that it's going to work.
That's right.
And now we've got
yes,
this one for my gaming expert.
We are aware of issues for players who upgrade to iOS 13 where touching the screen with 3 fingers will trigger an iOS function and interrupt the game. We have already raised this issue with Apple, and we will continue working with them to resolve the issue. We suggest players who play the game with 3 or more fingers do not upgrade to iOS 13 until the issue is resolved. Thank you for your understanding.
Isn't it already a problem? Isn't it already a problem that to get that announcement, you've got to be on iOS 13?
Oh, yeah. So what this is in relation to is games like Fortnite, PUBG. So they're warning players not to update to iOS 13 due to the bugs with the triple finger tap. The text editing gesture is affecting gameplay. Oh, pardon me, and it steals touches from the game. Even though there are no text fields visible, this affects lots of apps and especially games that involve players regularly having 3 fingers on the display. like first-person shooters, the problem is so bad that PUBG is even displaying a warning message in the game. So, yeah, I'm not saying that this is Apple's fault or the game developers' fault, but iOS 13 gesture was announced in June at the WWDC, and the issue is still not resolved. So
yeah, why? I wonder why.
Hopefully we can find out why.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what's happening. I don't know how they resolve that, or whether, why Apple thinks that it's getting a text gesture in a game, unless there's text for some reason off the screen. But, I don't know that. But, yeah, there must be some way of resolving it, because it's a game. So maybe you can just turn off text gestures or something. I don't know. But
I really don't understand why it's affecting it. If it's in a game, you would think that it just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure either. I guess we will find out once it's resolved and why it was happening. So we'll have to wait until then.
Yeah, it's just a bit annoying why it's so long when they've had, they may have been talking every single day since it was announced, but, it's just one of those things I don't quite understand.
Yeah.
So, I have a new iPhone 11, and it's awesome.
You did an unboxing.
I did an
He did an unboxing.
Yes, I did an unboxing video. So I finally only have one phone to carry around with both my numbers on it. I was hoping for this to happen early in the year, but not to get that elusive eSIM. More in another story. So I went to my local Apple store at about 7:45 on Friday to pick up my pre-ordered iPhone 11. There was about 30 people in two lines, one for pre-orders and one for try their luck. By the time the store opened at 8 a.m, this is after all the store staff were G'd up and clapping hands and blah, blah, blah.
Doing genius stuff.
There was about 50 people in line. No?
If I want to talk, I've got to remember to press the button, that's all.
All right. And then I was out with my new phone and a case by about 8:10.
That's really good service, actually. I'm impressed by that.
So a big thanks to my Apple Store staff for a fun morning, and to those that were there on what normally would have been a day off, we Apple users thank you. Now, some photos and an unboxing video at our Aussie Mac Zone Apple News page with a link in the show notes, of course.
It's pretty good. Pretty good to get to see the phone and stuff like that. I watched it because I thought I was at work and I thought, well, I better watch it. So yeah, check it out. With our audio and everything like that, I think we might need Garth. Oh, that's right. So if you need to talk, I got to hold that down.
Yeah. When we've got the ads showing, it doesn't show my microphone for some reason. Work that one out. So, yeah, the Audio Roundtable podcast got Garth, one of our presenters. So yeah, please go for it. That's all right. We'll go back to wide, and I know I'm on that one when I press the button. Now, what about Michael's Telstra experience? Telstra now have eSIM available for phones, not just iPads and Apple Watch. Now, I wasn't made aware earlier last week.
You just told about yourself on the third time.
Yeah. Well, 4 or 5 people, I don't know. I was made aware earlier last week that Telstra would have eSIMs available on Friday, which was the iPhone launch day. So first I placed an order online and it let me order an eSIM, hoping to have one delivered by or on Friday. I got an email when I placed my order saying I would be notified when it's shipped. Now, as I was transferring my number from a Telstra reseller who have no idea what an eSIM is, I rang them. Tried to talk to them. They had no idea. So then, transferring to Telstra, I had to fill out some forms. I then got an email on Friday morning cancelling my order as they could not identify me correctly. So I went down to my Telstra store, and the staff and I went through the learning process of signing up for an eSIM. I took my eSIM home and waited for the porting process from my current carrier to Telstra from my current carrier to Telstra to start. A couple of hours later, got a text asking if I requested to port a number and to confirm. A few minutes later, it was done. So then I tried to scan my eSIM with my iPhone.
So eSIM is just a receipt, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little QR code on it.
That's what I thought. So it's
Yeah.
QR. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sealed and it's got a QR code on it. A big point here is you don't have to line up your camera very well when you're scanning it.
That's right.
Right? It'll just, you think, oh, boom, I've taken the picture and it's not on. You line it up again, but anyway. But when I scanned, it said, sorry, already in use. What the heck? So back down to my Telstra store to show them. It was then noted one of the staff during the training showed another staff member how they work. They had scanned the card with their phone but not attached it to any account.
Glenn, I think it's when I hold down the microphone. So if we're both holding down the microphone at once, I think we're getting a little bit of an echo.
Okay.
But thank you. We will. Hopefully next week we don't have to hold buttons down. We can just work all this out. So
Yeah.
we'll get there.
I
I don't know why I'm looking at my phone every time I talk to you, by the way. I should be looking at this phone or this camera here saying, Glenn, this is what's going on. So yes, even that, you know.
I hope you like the sign, Glenn. Yeah, but they scanned their card scanned the card with their phone, but not attached it to any account. So new card, scan, do want it to be primary or secondary number, primary, done, test, working. So it was like, that's how long it took after we got the correct card. Now, I don't have any complaints about Telstra with this time-consuming process, as I was probably their first paying eSIM phone customer, especially definitely in that store.
Did you go to Penrith store?
Yeah. I went to the
Nepean Square?
Nepean Square, yeah, that one, yeah. So thanks to the staff at my Telstra store, really good. The whole group of people, it was all good.
Excellent. Well, yeah, it sounded like it was a little bit harder than probably it should be, but considering that you're right, it probably was the first eSIM, and and then it's new technology, so no, it sounds like it was relatively easy considering, but yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so now more stories about me. It's all about me. The challenges I had with my upgrade, I changing my phone from my iPhone 10 to my iPhone 11.
Yeah, Glenn, it would have been the fact that we're actually letting go. I'm looking at the bloody camera again. It would have been the fact that we're now letting go instead of both holding down the button, and so there won't be an echo. It would have gone click. So yeah.
So how professional are we now? We know how to not hold the button down. So I made a decision to clean install, not just back up and restore. So not clean install, have a clean phone from the beginning instead of doing the back up and restore. So all my iCloud stuff turned up. That was, but working out what apps I really wanted and what apps I need was. I'd been thinking about this for a few weeks, but now, when it comes to crunch, wow. I've cut down to about 30 apps from about 200. My biggest hassle was having to set up my Apple Watch from scratch, emergency contacts, banking, special apps, because I did not have the Apple Watch backup, as that is in the iPhone backup. So I hope as we now have a separate Apple Watch store, we'll soon have a separate backup process. I know it's supposed to make everything's supposed to be easy, but we're adding complexity, so we're going to need more complexity. Doesn't that sound silly? So now, while I'm talking backup, just a new little story. While I'm talking backup, I had 2 customers this week who needed their data. Both damaged hard drives. Gettable, yes. Costly, hell yes. It's going to be expensive, but compare that to how much starting or not knowing what you had, or anyway, please back up. not sure how, if you're not sure how, send us an email of your needs and setup, and we'll advise the best measures. We can do it, email to email, or we can talk about it on the show. So, anything more?
Oh. No, I don't have much more. I will be talking about games every week now because I've got the account. So when we're coming back, there'll always be games. Considering that we've got almost 100 games at the moment. I don't know what's going on with mine. I found 13 of them. Hopefully the rest are somewhere. So we'll be talking about them for the next few weeks, and I think I'll do 1 or 2 a week, and I'll probably, hopefully, now that they're released, we'll be able to do some screenshots of the games and give you a look at them. So yeah, some playthroughs, maybe even like during the week I might upload a playthrough or something like that. So yeah, so nothing from me anymore but that. Yeah.
So don't forget, we've got the show notes, a link each week when you upload. The link being, don't know what's going on there. Something else happened on this machine over here. Anyway, https aussiemaxzone.com.au/AMZ303. There you'll see at least the last 6 weeks of show notes. You can email us, Michael or Zarn at aussiemaxzone.com.au. You can get Spotify, just search for Aussie Max Zone. Apple News, again, search for Aussie Max Zone, and then just hit that heart button up the top to favourite us so you can find us easy. Thanks to our people this week being BLB Creations of Forbes and the Audio Roundtable podcast. But more importantly, our supporters, you, our listeners.
This is awesome because we both get to sit together, so we don't have to swap around and anything like that. So, but remember, Apple a day keeps the Androids away. Thanks, guys. See ya.